Alrighty, we're gonna try this. Okay, I'm not sure why my camera is glitchy, but you know what? We're gonna go ahead and deal with it. I need to Where's present? Where's present? Where's present? No, where's present? That's record. I don't. Oh, okay. Here we go. From beginning. Okay, I need. Oh wait, did I? Oh, did I seriously do? Oh, that is so bad. Okay, well, that is embarrassing. Let's see here. Woo! Put that back. Actually, do I use this or do you use my tiny notebook? I feel like I should use my tiny notebook for this because it's like easier than flashcards. Okay. Well, I just took this out, so that's fun. We'll just use this one for now because that one has other stuff in it. Oh, this is my VA one, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm using it. All right. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay. Overview. Okay. Okay. This is going to be same thing. Okay. Okay. There's that. Okay. Wait, do I go into, oh, I didn't even put that down. Okay, actually, read off SA. Okay, seat A, read off slide, and then Okay, that should give me that. S and D. That's literally just reading off slide. Okay, and then conclusion, just read off. Okay, now that I have that done, also, wait. Okay, I kind of forgot to tell everybody what on earth is happening here. Hello everybody, it's Lilac. Today I'm not really going to be doing anything super major other than practicing for a presentation that I have to give tonight, and the easiest way to do that is, honestly, in my opinion, is to record myself and then kind of keep going based off of that to see how I progress. So this is going to be honestly relatively short, if that, but if you're for some reason here and watching this, feel free to give me tips, give me pointers or anything like that. I'm sorry that my camera is glitchy. I, for some reason, cannot fix that right now, so deal with it. Anyways, I am going to go ahead and pull this up on my side because I need to also hear it in order for me to or to see if you guys have any tips or anything like that. And then I'm gonna also have a timer as well, because with this presentation it like has to be in like done in like 3 minutes, which seems like not that much time, but use it correctly and it's a lot. So I don't know why it's 3 minutes, but I think it's because there's 16 of us and there's 16 of us trying to get through a bunch of presentations. So let's go. I am gonna try this with a timer to see how far I get, because I wrote down what I want to say in a tiny notebook right here. So hopefully, keyword is hopefully, this makes it a lot more easier to get done. So, alrighty. I probably should have had an intro page, but, well, this is an intro page, but a title page, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Alright. I'm gonna leave this up here and we're gonna use, oh, no! Okay. And we are gonna go ahead and start this timer. Wait, hold on, is my timer... Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go. So today we are going to be talking about the customs of Guatemala, which basically is our traditions, etiquette, symbolic practices, and we're also going to specifically go into detail with those meal times that we are required to talk about, which is family business meetings and restaurant business meetings. So let's get started. So a general overview of Guatemala is that it is located in Central America, judged on the map. It mostly exports fruits and vegetables because it is in the tropic zone, and that is a lot of where that produce grows. The heritage of the Guatemalans is mostly Mayan Indians, and most Guatemalans are relatively friendly people unless you actually get them mad. Then they're not friendly at all. So let's go into the in-home meal overview. So first things first, you get to the home. You always want to bring a gift, something that the family will enjoy, but there is one rule to this, which is no food whatsoever, because if you do that, then you're insulting the ones who cooked the food, and you don't want to do that because it gets really bad. So what happens during the meal is you show up on time with your gift that is appropriate. You then can have tiny conversations on the side. This typically would happen during what is considered coffee time. This is basically where you're able to chit chat before getting the food served to you. Now, when the food is served to you, it's going to be whatever is cooked for you, as well as the drinks, because the drinks, whatever they are offering to you, you are going to have to drink that. But if it is any type of alcohol, women only should get 1 cup of it, while everybody else can kind of do whatever with it. And then once you hear buen provecho, then you can go ahead and eat, but it must be in silent unless the head of the house starts a conversation with you. Now, we're talking about head of the house. Let's go ahead and talk about where everybody has to sit within that whole entire conversation. So, we talk about head of the house. Head of the house has to be at the head of the table. Then next to them would be the next person, who would be his wife, or no, it would be his wife. And then after that, so you're kind of going down in family order. You as the guest are going to be sitting across from his wife, because you are the guest, which means you also have a little bit of power when it comes to it, but one of you is going to sit on one side of him and the other is going to be on the other side of the head of the house. So that is what you do in an in-home meal. Now we get to a restaurant. Wait, that's done? Oh wow, okay, that was, how far did I even get? I didn't even get that far in my presentation. Okay. I like the way though on how I ended up just combining those two. Actually, I like the way how I kind of combined all of it into like one scenario. So actually, you know what? Hold on. I know that hold on, let me go to stopwatch and actually see how long it takes me to do this with mess ups and everything like that. Okay. We are going to try this one more time. Please. Because I know I can't go over 10 minutes, but 3 minutes is like the minimum. I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm mistaken and it wasn't 3 minutes. If it wasn't 3 minutes, then you know what? Forget all that. As long as it's not above 10 minutes, I'm okay. Okay, we are going to stopwatch this thing and we're going to make this work. All right. In 3, 2. All right, so today we are going to be talking about the meal times that happen in Guatemala, which means we're talking about family business meetings, restaurant business meetings, and what are the traditions, etiquettes, and symbolic practices within those meetings. So just a general overview of Guatemala. It is located in Central America based on this map that I kindly provided for everybody. You mostly export your fruits and vegetables here. Heritage is mostly Mayan Indians. And Guatemalans are overall friendly people unless you tick them off. Then they can become mean very quickly. I have experience. So let's go ahead and talk about our in-home meal. So what should happen during one of these? Well, let's go ahead and give a scenario. You, first of all, have to show up on time. You can be late by like 15 minutes, but that is based on who you are also going to, who's home, because sometimes they will not accept it. So if anything, show up on time. Depending on where you're going, 15 minutes later, if at all possible. So when you show up, you have to have a gift, but there is rules to these gifts. It cannot be any food, because then you're insulting whoever made the meal which means that whatever the gift is, it could be expensive, inexpensive, but it has to be something that the family can use and can appreciate and anything like that, but absolutely no food. So you go ahead, come on in with your gift, then you kindly have your conversations. Now with these conversations, these can happen both before the meal and during the meal, but there are two different scenarios. If it's before the meal, it only has to happen during coffee time, and that can be basically whoever wants to talk and when. But if you are going to go ahead and sit at the table, there is a rule to this. You cannot talk unless the head of the house talks and lets you talk. And typically with this, it would be you conversating with them and the rest of their family. So with this being said, there is only one way where you can speak at the table, and that is after you hear buen provecho, which basically means let's eat. But the thing is that when you hear that, you may start eating, but you must eat in silent unless the head of the house allows everyone to go ahead and talk. But it's only one person at a time talking. Now, I'm talking about the head of the house and everything like that. So who would sit at what spot at the table? Well, head of the house has to be at the head of the table. Basic rule, basic etiquette. Now, who has to go on the sides of him? Well, on one side is going to be you, the guest, and the other side is going to be the wife or the partner. Now, this is very traditional etiquette because what you're going to be doing is going by who has what power in the area that you're in, which in this case it's going to be at home. So it's going to be the power of that household. Now, you're in an in-home meal. You know where you're sitting. You know what to do when you show up. You know the conversation starters. You know what to listen for before you eat. But what are you actually being served? Well, good thing you asked. What you're going to be served is whatever the host or hostess cooks for you. Same thing with beverage. It's whatever they give you. But if it is alcohol that they are giving you, women should only have 1 cup, while everybody else can have as many cups as they would like. I don't recommend it though. Now, let's go ahead, switch this scenario over to restaurant meal. So, first things first. When do you get to arrive? Well, first of all, your boss or whoever is telling you that there is going to be a business meal at a restaurant technically has to give you the time and the place. Now, with this being said, you have to show up on time to this. There is no exceptions to this. This isn't like the in-home meal where you can arrive like 15 minutes late, depending on who you're with. No, this one you have to be right on time. It's either right on time or 15 minutes early. Now, the place, they will give you the address, typically in an email, or they will tell you and you wrote it down. So with that being said, the information is going to be right there, but always arrive on time. Now, what do you do before you get to the restaurant? Well, thing number one is it depends on who you're with, but technically there's going to be a gift that you should bring for your boss or whoever you are doing a business meal with. Now, this can be something small. Again, it cannot be food because then you're literally insulting everybody there. So it can't be food, but it's also depending on who you're with, because sometimes they're like, yes, I know that you want to bring a gift because it's polite, but you don't have to. So with gifts here, it is if they want you to or if they don't want you to. Now, the thing about conversations here is a little bit different than in-home conversations. Now, with these conversations, there is going to be a little time that everyone can talk about their days, how things are going, and everything like that. And that is typically before the waiter comes and takes your food order. Now, with that being said, that's going to be wherever you go. That's going to be a typical thing. But once whoever is the head at that table at that time, so whoever is the boss or the worker that you're having a meal with, once they talk about business, it is strictly business at that point. Now, we talked about everything like that. So let's get to the seating arrangements. Well, like we did for our in-home meal, it's going to be based on power. So you would have the head boss, your head employer, whoever it is, they're going to be sitting at the head of the table, wherever that may be. Now, again, it's going to be going in base of power. But if it's only two of you, two are typically going to sit right across from each other. If it's three, it's going to be whoever is the boss is going to be on one side, and then whoever's next in power is going to be on one side of him, and then you are going to be on the opposite. And that's going to go and continue all throughout your seating arrangements. Now, with food etiquette, it is a restaurant, which means you're going to have fork, silverware, knives, everything like that. So with that being said, it's going to be like our old-fashioned manners here in America, where wrists are only going to be on the table, your napkin's going to go in your lap, and you're going to be doing your typical etiquette like you would do here in America. Now, we're going to go ahead and quickly run over our similarities and differences. What are similarities? Bringing a gift, because I spoke about that in both. Second, seating arrangements. I kept on speaking about that in both, because head is going to be at the top of the table, and then it's going to go based on power. Gifts, depending on who you're with, you need to bring one, but it can't be any food. The rules for the gifts are going to stay the same. Now, the differences, showing up. With our in-home meals, you can be a little bit late if they allow you to. But if you're doing it at a restaurant, you have to be on time. No exceptions. With our conversations, for your in-home meal, you cannot talk unless the head of the household is talking. For a restaurant meal, you can talk beforehand, but once you start talking business, it is strictly business. Food and utensils. Food, you're literally at an in-home meal, you're getting cooked food. And every now and then, you might need to eat with your hands, and you might not. So with in-house, you can get a wide variety. But if you're in a restaurant, you have to use etiquette. Your typical etiquette, and your food is going to be based on what the restaurant is giving you. But again, you also need to use your typical dining etiquette. So, what did we learn today? We learned about the manners that you have to do when doing a business meal. You need to know your cultural significance of every single little detail, so you know not to insult anybody or cause anybody harm. Conversations. You now know what to do when a conversation is happening, or how to enter into a conversation. And then last but not least, you're ready to show up prepared to your meeting. Okay. That was 9 minutes. Oh my goodness. And that was me also messing up. Yikes. Okay, yikes, this is like not okay. Yikes. Okay. I did mostly everything on this list, so I'm kind of glad. Because the really explanations that I really need to do are on these two specific slides. Other than that, I'm literally just reading off the slides. So I feel like, I don't know. I should have an idea on how I want to do this. I think the first thing that because all the information is already on the slide, so it's more of just me trying to figure out how to fix this in reality. What to do. because I don't want to... Oh my goodness. What on earth? Okay. It is under 10 minutes, but I almost hit that 10-minute mark. And I can't do that. So I'm literally speedrunning this. Trying to see. Because I probably could get this in 6 minutes. But I'm not sure how fast I can quickly talk through these. Because some of these need a little bit more explanation. How do I do this? Hold on. This whole entire thing's 9 minutes and like 35 seconds. Hold on a minute. Let me do some math here real quick. Ooh. How many slides there are? 6? Okay, so I'm getting like 1 minute and like 5 seconds for each. In like a minute and like a half for each slide. So I wonder if I could rehearse timings. Oh, wait, hold up. No, pause. Hold on. No, I am going to go ahead and redo this. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this to see how long it actually takes for me to do each and every slide. Okay. I think that's literally what I have to do, because I don't think this is going to do anything for me. Or do I just completely take out... There are so many ways I can do this. You know what? We're getting rid of notebook, because I feel like the notebook's gonna just mess me up. Okay. We're gonna wing this. We're not gonna do anything about it. We're gonna wing it. Yeah, I think we're literally just gonna do timings for it. So, alright. Try this again. I am running out of voice for this. Actually, I'm gonna go find another drink before I actually do not have a voice for this. Do I have... I was gonna get a snack, but I shall do that later, because for now I need a drink. Okay. I got this. Okay. Okay. Let's get to it. Where is my thingy? Okay. So today we're going to be talking about our family business meetings, our restaurant business meetings, and our traditions, etiquette, and symbiotic practices within those meetings today. Oh, does it have to? Oh, okay, hold up. So let's go ahead and do our overview of Guatemala. First of all, is that it is located in Central America. Most of what is exported are your fruits and vegetables. Your Guatemalan heritage is mostly going to be from the Mayan Indians, and Guatemalans are generally friendly people, except when you tick them off, because they become very unfriendly very quickly, and it is not okay. So let's go ahead and talk about our in-home meal. So we're going to go ahead and do scenarios when I'm talking about these. So first things first is you show up. You have to show up on time, depending on who you are going to. It is okay to arrive about 15 minutes later or within that time range, but typically show up on time because it's a lot more nicer when you do. Now, when you show up, you want to have a gift. Now, it could be expensive, inexpensive, just make sure that it is something that the family will use. But there is one rule, which is you cannot bring them food. Otherwise, you are insulting the person who cooked you all the delicious food that they are going to serve you later. It is not good. Now, you get in, you get settled in. Now, you need to know where you have to sit at the table. Well, head of household has to sit at the head of the table. Then it goes by power of the household, which means his wife is going to be on one side of him. Typically, this is going to be the left side, but sometimes it's the right side, so it really just depends on where she sits or wherever the partner sits. And then you're going to sit right on the opposite side because you are the guest, you have equal power to be there. Now, after that, you then get served your food. What's going to be served on the menu? Well, it's going to be whatever the host and hostess give you, which means be nice and actually eat at least something of everything, if not finish the whole entire plate, because it's polite. And same thing with the drinks. Drink most of it, if not all of it, unless it's alcohol. In that case, women should only have 1 cup of alcohol while everybody else can have multiple cups. Now, you are given your food. You cannot touch said food until you hear buen provecho, which means enjoy your meal or enjoy your food. So at that point, once that is said, you can eat, but it has to be done in silence unless the head of the house starts speaking and gives everybody permission to speak. But typically this is only an A to B conversation, and it's not a B, C, D, E, F, G conversation. It's going to be based on what the head of the household is, and if anything, just watch what the head of the household does to get a knowledge of what is going to be happening. Now, we went to our in-home meal, so let's go to a restaurant. So, what do you have to typically know when you need to arrive? Well, first things first, you need to know the time and place. Typically, this is going to already be provided by your employer or your boss or whoever you are going to your business meal with. They will tell you where to go, and they'll also give you a specific time. This time is the time you're supposed to show up and inside that restaurant. It is not, oh, this is the time where you get to park and everything like that. No. When you see this time, you have to be there on time, let alone even earlier. Very important, especially for your employer, because they know that you are going to be early and on time every single day, which is a really big thing. Next thing you know, gifts. Now, with gifts, you don't have to bring them, but you can if you want to, but it's basically based off of who you're actually going with. And feel free to also talk with anybody else that might be going with you to this restaurant and to this meeting, because they can also give you an idea on if you need to bring a gift or not. And again, no food, because no food equals bad. Now with the conversations, there's going to be conversations before the actual meal. This can be like, how is your day going? How lovely is this weather? It can be simple things like that. But once whoever is the head of the table, or your boss or employer in this case, once they start talking business with everybody at the table, it is strictly business. You can no longer have any other side conversations. Now, Seating arrangement. It's going to be the exact same thing as what we do with our in-home meal, which is it goes by power. Now, with this being said, typically if you are a guest with this, or if you got invited by another company to go out, this typically means you would be following your in-home meal, which means you'll be on one side while everybody else is on the other. So again, it's just basically based off of who you're with. Now with food etiquette, this is not going to be like your in-home meal where you might not have utensils and you might have utensils. With this, you're at a restaurant, so you're going to have utensils, which means you're going to be following the basic American etiquette system, which means that you want a napkin over your lap, you want to make sure that there are no elbows on the tables, and simple things like that to show that you are proper. Now, again, let's go over our similarities and differences between these meals. So our similarities are our seating arrangements. It goes off of power. And second of all, gifts. You need to bring a gift, but the rules are no food, and it has to be something that the employer or the family can use. Now, what are our differences? Showing up. With your in-home meal, you can show up 15 minutes late if you want to, depending on who you're with. With a restaurant business meal, you have to be on time, let alone early, because that's important to the employer and who you're going out with. Conversations. You have to be quiet until the head of the household talks. With your restaurant meals, you have to basically have like you can have a side conversation, but once it's business, it is strictly business. Next thing, food and utensils. You're at a home, you can have a fork and a knife, or you can have hand food. And your food is going to be based on what the host is providing you. At a restaurant, you get a set food area, and you typically have utensils, and you basically have to use your typical American etiquette when eating at said restaurants. So, what did we learn about? We learned about our manners. We learned about our cultural significance. We learned about our conversations. So now you guys know what to do showing up prepared to a Guatemalan business meeting, whether it's going to be in someone's house or at a restaurant. Okay, this says that it was 7 minutes and 40 seconds. That went a lot better, honestly. Also, why is it so hot in here? That's like goofy. It's like freezing cold outside and then it's like hot in here. I don't get it. I'm not gonna worry about contacting them from my filter yet. Okay, so 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay. That's a lot better. I probably can get these to where this is like a minute. But honestly, me just yapping without like an actual thing in my hand actually works better, which is really hilarious considering that typically when you're doing a presentation, you don't really want to do that. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little strange on how that worked. I don't get it. I should have wait, hold up. I should have added music to this, but let me see. Actually, would music make this worse? I feel like music would make this worse. I feel this is, but I already submitted this presentation. Oh my goodness. Can I insert wait, can I even insert music? Oh wait, I can. Audio on my PC, record audio. Wait. Cameos, no. Pictures, stable screenshot. draw, design, transitions, animations, slideshow, record, review. So I can't specifically insert audio unless it's already on my computer. Ugh, that's annoying. Actually, you know what? You know what? I might know the problem. I might know the answer to my problem, actually. I actually might be... Hold on. I need to go to... I'm actually kind of interested in this, because I'm kind of curious if I can find it here on YouTube. Hold on, where's my audio library in my YouTube studio? Okay. I don't think I'm good. No. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, how can I... You know what? I wonder... This is probably going to get me copyrighted, but honestly, I don't care. Marimba de Guatemala. ¿Qué es eso? Okay, we're gonna try this and we're gonna see if I can get copyrighted. Because my guess is that this is probably gonna get copyright me, but I might... Hold on a minute. I'm gonna listen to this while my mic's off. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I just want to hear... What? No, go away.
So soft and hydrated, I don't even know.
Because I might just have to play this on my phone. Yeah, I think I physically have to just play this on my phone while doing the presentation. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Why is a birthday song in this playlist? Why is a birthday song in this playlist? You know what? I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. I'm low-key not gonna question it. Okay, how do I save this playlist? Hold on, how do I save this playlist? Oh, do I just click save 15 songs to playlist? I don't want to save 15 songs to a playlist. I just want to save this specific playlist. Hold on, how do I do this? Library, explore samples. How do I do this? I should know how to do this and I don't. Ooh, here it is. Hold on. Save. Save to library. Can I oh, whoa. I do not want to download this thing. Nuh-uh. I'm sorry, that costs money to do YouTube magic. No. That's gonna be a no. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Alright. Okay. I think I got a general idea of how I want to do this. There's going to be music playing in the background. I have a general idea of what I want to say for this, so I feel pretty good about this. This was like 7 minutes and 40 seconds. So I should be okay with this time frame. I might need to just speed it up a little bit. Because if anything, the introduction and the conclusion can literally be 30 seconds. And then I could take as much time as I want with the other stuff. Actually, you know what? Oh, screen recording. This device stuff. Wait, no, because if I do audio on my PC, record audio. There was a way that I could have done this, but I'm not gonna do that because that's gonna be so much work. And I don't want to do that. What is happening? What is happening? Okay, cool. I don't really care about those messages. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take a little snack break and I'm gonna come right back to this, so... Okay, one more run through just to make sure that I have it. Okay, home, record, clear recording. Come on, 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 come on. I can export this thing to a video? What? You can do that? I completely forgot you can do that. Okay. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about business meetings, both for family dynamics and restaurant dynamics. But within those, we're going to be talking about traditions, etiquette, and symbolic practices. So our general overview of Guatemala is that it is located in Central America, right under Mexico and next to Belize. Now, we mostly export fruits and vegetables, and Guatemalan heritage is mostly Mayan Indians, and Guatemalans are typically very friendly people unless you tick them off. Now let's talk about our in-home meal. So you arrive on scene, you need to show up on time, every now and then show up a little bit later, but it has to be within 15 minutes, otherwise they're going to get mad at you. Especially depending on where you go, because sometimes they want you to be right on time, and sometimes they're like, you can be a little late if you want to. When you show up, you have to have a gift. Now this gift can be expensive, not expensive, but it needs to be in memory for the family. But the one rule is, no food. No food. Otherwise, you're insulting them, and that's not good. So let's go ahead and talk about where we have to sit when during these meetings. Well, one thing is that head of the house sits at the head of the table, and then it goes down by power. You, being the guest, are gonna sit next to the head of the household because you are the guest, and they greet that with open arms. Now, what will you be served? Well, typically it's going to be whatever the host or hostess is going to be giving you. So whatever they cook. Now, with this being said, you can either use your hands or a fork, knife, and spoon, depending on what they give you. Both are okay. For drinks, it's going to be whatever they give you, but if they give you alcohol, women should only have one glass and everybody else can have as much as they want within reason. No drunkenness. Now, food is on the table, food's in front of you, drinks in front of you. You cannot touch a single thing until you hear Buen Provencho. Once you hear that, you can then eat, but it must be in silence until conversations can be started only by the head of the house. Once that happens, then you can go ahead and talk and make conversation with them or whatever your business might be. Now, let's go ahead and turn to a restaurant. So first thing is time and place. Typically, you are going to be provided with these details. You have to show up on time because that is very courteous. Sometimes show up a little bit earlier. That's going to even impress your employer even more. They are going to send you the address to a place, typically through an email, and they will give you the details as to when to arrive and everything like that. Now, typically, you can give them a gift. You can also not give them the gift. It's going to be based on who you are going with and if they are in power enough to where you need to bring a gift. It is a variable that is a hit or miss, and it is up to you to figure that one out. Now, when you get to the restaurant, you're going to be seated at a table. It's going to be the same rules as an in-home meal, which means the head is going to be at the head of the table. Everybody else is going to follow in line within the power reason, but you being the guest or you being the one who got invited out are going to be sitting next to them or across from them, depending on how many you have. Now, the food that is going to be given to you that's going to be based on the restaurant, and again, it can be hand food or it can be fork, knife, and spoon, but typically you're going to see your fork, knife, and spoon more considering it's a restaurant. So with this, you want to use proper food etiquette, which is going to be the same as what we use here in America. Now, conversations, there can be side conversations starting when you get there. These can be like, how are you? How's the weather doing? How's your business going? Things that are very small and are very good icebreakers. But once the head of the table starts talking business, it is going to be strictly business from there on then, and you cannot get out of it. It is strictly that. So, our similarities from these two scenarios. One is going to be your seating arrangements. It is always going to be based off of power, and it's not going to be based off of anything else. Same thing with guests. It's going to be based on what the employer or the family can use, and it can be expensive or non-expensive, but there are specific rules, which is that it cannot be food. Otherwise, you are going to be insulting them, and that is not okay. Now, the differences is showing up. Again, within home, you can be a little bit relaxed. Well, if you're going to a restaurant, you need to be very on time and proper. Same thing with conversations. With a restaurant, you can have a small side conversation before getting into business, while at an in-home meal, it is based off of the host, who is the head of the table and physically has to tell you when a conversation can be and cannot be started. Now, same thing with food and utensils. You're at an in-home meal, you basically can do hands food or silverware food depending on what your host and hostess serve you. And same thing if you're at a restaurant, you're typically going to get silverware, and you're going to have to use good etiquette when it comes to that to show that you are proper. So what did we learn overall? We learned about manners, we learned about cultural significance, and we learned about conversations that you will have during a in-home meal and a restaurant meal. But the most important thing is that you are showing up prepared to both meals that will require business talk. Let's go! I made my goal. I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm excited. I made my goal. That was honestly best run yet. I think I'm gonna go ahead and save that one. That one's honestly a really good one. I'm so happy that one worked out so well. I'm so happy. Okay, now that I got to my goal point, all I'm really going to be doing is just practice, even though I've literally been practicing now for like 3 days. Anyways, I'm honestly really happy that I hit my goal. I'm so happy. Low-key, I think I'm ready for this thing. I am low-key ready. I am ready for this business. I am ready for this business. Okay. I can probably close out of that for now. Alright, peeps. Thank you for coming and supporting me on this journey. I appreciated it. Feel free to leave me tips. I will take them, especially for future presentations that I might need to work on and do. Thank you very much. And sorry for the camera being super glitchy. I don't know why that's happening, but it's happening. So, not my fault. I don't know how to fix it. So be it. So, have a good day. How do I end stream? Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I need to go here. Bye.